Good afternoon. Welcome to another episode of Core Skills Series with Dr. Toyin. I'm your amiable host. My name is Bukola Alonge, and I'll be your host. I'm your host before I'm your host again. Okay, we have Dr. Toyin here already, and today's conversation is going to also be going in line the activities that is going on or that will go on in the March. Dr. Toyin, how are you today?
I'm doing great, and you?
I'm very well. And shout out to everybody that patronized us and got our Valentine gift. The last episode, people came in to patronize. They clicked on the seller link, they bought books, and I'm very sure that the books are already transforming and elevating someone out there. And thank you for always coming to view, to listen, and to also drop comments and your reviews. So this is just an appreciation talk or appreciation a verdict for anybody that have really done so well by patronizing us. Okay, Dr. Toyin, today we are going to be centering on the women because this is the month of a lot of us as a woman. It is the International Women's Day, and we have a lot of things on ground for the women forum because there is a lot gender equality, activities at home, supporting women. There is a lot. There is a lot. Mentorship, everything about women, how to take care of them. But today our focus will be, and we are focusing on women supporting women. This is a popular slang. It's a popular slang. Everybody's always saying women supporting women. So today we are talking on women supporting women. Is it a myth or a movement? Dr. Toyin, let's start from there.
Okay, so I would say that it's a myth that is beginning to transition into a movement. Prior to now, a lot of women, I would say largely, were a bit myopic about their thoughts about other women. They feel that once they want to help, instead of helping to light other people's candle, they feel if they light other people's candle, theirs will be blown out, not knowing that as you impact other people, as you spread your light, doesn't stop your light from shining. Caveat, so we've also had some women that have had it dirty. Some few days ago, a lady actually sent me very long messages as well as voice notes of what happened. She was trying to collaborate with some women, but everything went south. And you needed to see the conversation was not palatable at all. This was a younger lady saying that if they had no respect themselves, we go drag them. I know they send for this our generation. It was very brutal. But she reached out to me because she was pained. Um, she was she felt betrayed. She felt very bad. But I was so glad because though I was quite busy, I had a conference, but later I was able to respond to her and I had to let her know that, see, the fact that some things went south does not necessarily mean that things can also be better and that she will also encounter some women that will support them. Like I told her that she reached out to me because she felt I was a woman that could empathize and I could also listen to her. At the end of the day, she was really grateful and she was like, wow, despite your very busy schedule, you were able to attend to me within 24 hours. But I think over time, things are beginning to evolve. Women are beginning to understand that, hey, who will better understand me if not a fellow woman? Like some people will say that the reason why we are women is because everything man is in our, whatever, anything that concerns us. Who man, there is man. Menstruation, there is men. Men, no pause, there is men. Right? And that's on a lighter mode. But basically, I just believe that we should do more sincerely because we have some unique sense of struggle, which I believe we're also going to discuss in the course of this podcast. Yeah.
I love that. I love that. Dr. Toyin, now we have been talking about women supporting women. And for someone out there might be thinking, okay, women supporting women, what should I support you with? What is the support I need to give? Because most times people tend to think, oh, maybe monetary, maybe supporting even in your bad behavior. What is the support we are talking about actually?
So usually when it comes to support, I think the best thing is whoever reaches out to you for support, you need to ask them, how exactly do you want me to support you? Because whilst you're trying to say, okay, maybe I should support you, I mean, it's to save you, number one, of the stress, because clarity is what brings about prosperity. Clarity is what brings about being able to solve the right problems at the right time using the right tools and resources. So if somebody walks up to you to say, "Oh, I need your support," it's important that you ask, "What exactly do you need me to support you with?
Mm.
Is it with my time? Is it with my treasure? Is it with my talent? Is it with other people that are in my life? Or is it even with my money?"
Mm.
So you can't just assume, because they say assumption is the lowest level of knowledge. And oftentimes, when we assume so many things, we just end up wasting so many resources that we should have been able to conserve or maximize in whatever case it is. Yeah.
Okay, I love that. I love that. Women supporting men is a lot of things. And I love the fact that you made it, you clarified the points of ask, how can I support you? Because people tend to say, oh, you are not supporting me, support me, support me, support me. Or we just tend to use the slang casually. But yeah, women supporting women when there is fight or when there is disagreements, women supporting women. There are sometimes you need to ask your friend, your sibling, somebody that you know that yes, this person needs support. What do you want me to support you with? It is not just a mere word. Support is something that should be seen, should be acknowledged. So I love the fact that I say ask for the support you want, and also you that you want to give out the support, also ask, oh, what way can I support you? Which is a good thing. And also this support of a thing, do you think is something that brings competition? For example, you have a friend that you both are in the same industry, let's say fashion industry, for example, and you're fine. How do you tend to support that kind of person that you are in the same industry and not having it in mind that this is competition, or not gravitating towards being competitive with that person? Because sometimes you might think you are supporting but you're competing, because in the sense that I'm supporting you to do this. Okay, I've done a clothes, I want you to also do this. And the other person might feel, oh, it's like you're competing, or you're trying to put a competition so that we'll know which clothes is
You are
the
putting me
best.
under unnecessary pressure.
Exactly. You're putting me under unnecessary pressure, telling me, oh, which clothes is the best, by also competing with me or saying that, oh, I'm better than you. And you might be thinking, oh, I'm supporting. So how then do you support and not coming off as competition, not coming off as a pride, not coming off as somebody that knows all? Because women, we can be really, 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 really funny sometimes. Really, really funny.
Okay, so talking about women being funny, yeah, it's very important that we just give me a minute. Okay, pardon me, I had to just sort out something in my immediate environment. Okay, so the first thing I would like to say is that question is quite complex. It's like
Mm,
a 10 in one question, right? But one thing I would say is that there is no perfect situation at any point in time. Um, you can never get it right with every relationship you are in, whether it's platonic. You can never always get it right because
yeah.
human beings are complex. Um, by the way, we are in a world that is imperfect. That's
Mm,
just the truth. So even both of us on this podcast, we have our weaknesses. We have, so many things come to play. External factors, other people whispering to you, influences here and there, so many things. But what I would just narrow down on is number one is the fact that as a woman, you need to be able to position yourself, number one, with the right values.
mm,
Because oftentimes you attract who you are, not
mm,
what you want. So if you're a woman looking forward to support other women or to even have other women support you, my question to you is that what are your top three values? For me, my top three values are discipline, integrity, excellence, and the very fourth one that I added recently are love, fun, and growth. So because I embody these values, oftentimes I attract other women that embodies these values. Now, if you look at these values critically, Bukola, you realize that the kind of people I then now begin to attract are people that are begin to have an abundance mindset.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
Now, don't get me wrong. There are some other times. So a lot of people tell me that I have an intimidating personality. Well, I don't know. Maybe you can acknowledge that. Yeah, but I'm not sure. But one thing I can say about myself is that I'm a very focused woman. As much as possible in a world where there's a lot of distractions, I'm very focused. And like we always say at Core Skills Transformational Academy that consistency beats intensity any day, anytime. When you're consistently taking, the right step a day at a time, it then begins to come together to build up something very substantial and tangible. People don't see those your little steps. What they often see is they see the end results and they start feeling intimidated. Yeah. And unfortunately, I'm just being focused, right? So you see how complicated the question you asked. I'm not putting anybody. I'm so focused on my stuff because I see myself that every single day is an opportunity for me to do what I couldn't do yesterday, to make my life better, to make people around me better. And I'm consistent at it. So that's why I'm really wary of giving people advice lately. I would rather want to use coaching as a tool or actually have you stay around me for a longer period through the use of mentoring. That way, we're able to understand ourselves better. We're able to do a lot of diagnosis and do deeper work. So it's true that some women will feel that way. I've lost some friends because they feel I'm putting them under pressure. And one thing I've also learned to practice is advanced forgiveness. Even before you actually, how will I put it now, offend me, I'd made up my mind that I would forgive you. It's a nature and a quality that is not common around our climb. Because I also believe that forgiveness is for my own good, not even more for my good than for your good, because it will not allow me to carry excess baggage. And because I want to move in my life at a laser jet speed, I can't afford to allow unforgiveness to hold me back. So it's such a rich and loaded question. But to summarize and to cap it up, you need to be a person of value and you need to be able to identify the right community where you have the right kind of people that will support you. And by the way, I mean, we have a women community like the CSR arm of Core Skills Transformational Academy, where I co-founded, which is the Heart Transformation Tribe. And if you would like to be a part of the tribe, we could drop the link around this video and then we could take it on from there. So I hope that helps.
I love that because it is a very complicated conversation, because when you think, oh, I'm supporting, what if you are putting out competition and the other person does not see it as support? So you have to be very strategic, even when
and also interpretation.
Yes.
Interpretation, the way people interpret behaviors, attitudes, actions, words. It's such a complex question, Bukola.
It's such a complex conversation. And also, I just want to say this, for women, we have to also understand that we are for each other, because we are the same. Sometimes, it's not even sometimes, we are the same in the sense that we are the same gender. So we can't say, oh, we are fighting for equality and we are also fighting ourselves. Because most times you don't tend to understand, oh, this is where I put my boundaries, this is where it is. A lot of people, even when you bring that support, they think, oh, you are not supporting, you are making jest, or you are just fighting. So as a woman, you also have to understand. That's why you talked about core values. Oh, this is my core value. If this does not align with me, let me move away. And don't think, oh, this is competition, or don't think, oh, because the other person is moving away, it's because of competition. There's so many things we need to eradicate. And this will move me to my next question, which is, what is the, I want to make it very straightforward. Clapping online and clapping offline. Do you think it's the same thing? Because now we are in digital world. It's true because some people say you don't like my status online and I'm rooting you offline. I'm rooting for you. Sorry, I'm rooting for you offline. But you are invested in the social media. So clapping online and clapping offline. Do you think it's the same or it should be integrated together or it is just a conversation that whatever way I want to support, I'm supporting. Online, offline, I'm supporting.
Hell, so I love this because this is a multi-generational question.
Mm.
So take for example, I think people in my generation, we are not really so keen at maybe you like my post or you commented or you online or offline because we feel that yeah, you can be busy and the fact that we are friends on social media does not necessarily mean that I'll see your post every time, right? So I
Mm.
think that's the perspective we have towards it. Because I'm a millennial, right? But I think the upcoming generation, which you belong to, I can't really say so much because that's quite amazing. Because from
Because
the perspective
the
of
reason
the way,
why the reason why this question is out is there is this trend I saw on TikTok and they are like, oh, your friends when they see you online, for example, where maybe you are trying to create content and when they see you online or when they see your content, they cringe. But you see strangers, they applaud it, they're like, oh, this. And I feel is it something that you should support people online and show that I'm supporting? Because it's even funny that you might be supporting somebody online and you're not even supporting the person offline. There is a big
mm,
difference. You might be supporting the person online, you are the first to like, but outside online, when a gig comes or opportunity comes, you will even mention that my friend is a social media person, she knows how to do it. Let me put that in. Or my friend is a consultant, she can do this. But when it's online, or that your particular friend is posting online about a particular consulting or a particular social media gig that she did, you are the first to like. So there is a lot of difference. And I also want the fact that I also want to state the fact that online is is generic because it's something that
mm,
you can decide to see today and not see tomorrow. In the sense that I might like your post today and not like it, I might not see it tomorrow, even if I'm not following. So we have to understand it's still going back to what you said about your core value. We have to understand that. And also, let me put this before I say that because my goals might not be your goals, and sometimes you might not be able to relate with it. I might not be a social media person. I might not even like to like on social media. That does not mean I'm not supporting you if I get to have the opportunity to do. Do you get? So we should also understand that online is noise, and if you can support. If you can support offline, support. General conversation is always support. If you have the capacity,
mm,
if you have the capacity, support. Or
yeah.
Dr. Toyin, did you agree with that?
Okay, so I think beyond the peripheral, because sincerely, unfortunately, the virtual world is becoming more real than the physical world. The way
Hmm.
trends and things are moving on. But I believe that beyond whether offline or online, it's about the motive.
Yes.
Because some people may be like I'm even comment and in they're already stocking up bitterness,
Mm.
rage,
Mm.
anger. They
Mm.
might even be plotting evil against you, and you feel, oh, this my friend is, oh, she's supporting me, and you're feeling cool. Yeah. And it may be the other way around that the person is not even clicking on anything or seeing anything, and then the person gets to see you. It can also be that the person is liking and everything, supporting you genuinely. And when you have a real physical need, the person is nowhere to be found.
Mm. It
So
can be dicey,
the
yes.
truth is, it can be very dicey, but the truth is, the motive.
Mm.
Because let me tell you, as human beings, we don't do things just for doing its sake.
Mm.
We are wired psychologically, wired socially. Did you know that if somebody just patronizes you, the tendency that you start liking that person's picture or comment on that person's picture is high?
Mm. Yes.
Because money has changed hands. There has been some form of value that has been given and some kind of value that has been received.
Mm.
But what I would just say in all is that number one, your motive matters. Then number two, be a valuable person, irrespective. Irrespective. I think that is one of the things that over the years had made my brand consistent. because I always give a lot of value. Yes, oftentimes I'm in business and I demand for my money because yes, I work for it. But then there is no customer that we have experienced that have not. In fact, one of the things we have enjoyed as a business is because we always under promise and over deliver. And you should embody that kind of person. Under promise, but over deliver. You never can tell whether online, whether offline. So like okay, so let me even say this. I have a mentor that is planning to have an event very soon, and he reached out to me on Monday and asked me, "Do you see my post online?" That question was kind of very, it took me aback because we were actually chatting about something else and all of that. And then I told him, I said, well, interestingly, I don't stay so long on social media because I have someone like Bukola Aloge that has stepped in fully to help to solve that problem. Take your flowers, clock it, clock it, clock it. You understand? So I had to be open to him. And then at that moment, I guess he was able to then figure it out and say, okay, can you help me post this on my social media handles? Abukala, you can attest to it. We posted something like that on all our social media handles. So the place of communication also matters. Because once you are not also communicating, because you know that you could have just taken it personal that, oh, Toyin has been seeing my post and she's not supporting me. Are you getting my point?
Yeah.
But the truth is that I don't sit down I just check notifications, try to see if one or two people comment, and you have even fought with me about that, Bukola, at some point that, we should engage. I said, Bukola, please go ahead and engage. I can't leave the core thing to serving of bread at the table. I believe that social media is an add-on. It's not the core because if I don't have time to think, if I don't have time to strategize, if I don't have time to really attend to my customers as I should, I will be out of business in no time. However, social media is a leverage, so I can't also afford to be a ghost there. Yeah. So, and that brings me to the fact that if you are listening to this podcast or if you are watching this podcast and you are actually struggling with consistency on social, now we are opening our social media brand. Yes, and we can actually support you with such services. So you can easily reach out to us and they will be of massive support to you. So you see, 3 things: value, communication, and motive. I think I'll wrap it up.
Thank you, Dr. Toyin. And to reiterate your point, I will also say that the first point you give on act on how I'm going to support, because sometimes for me now, I'm into social media, as you've already said, and I'm going into social media. My present support from my friends is or from a female friend is, because we're talking about the female gender right now, is to support me on social media. I want you to like my post. I want you to engage in my post because it helps me. It helps me brand. It helps me because that is what I need. If it gets to a point I need to divert from social media to something else, I need you to support me online, it is something I can communicate. There are some people that just have social media because they just want to be on social media. They are not posting, they don't need audience, they can just stay. If you don't like their post, they might not be angry, but they are selling something and they want you to patronize them in what they are selling.
Yeah.
So it's different. You have to understand. We'll still go back to our first point. You have to understand the support that your female, your counterpart need before you can render that support. I love that. And Dr. Toyin made mention on the social media program that we are about to start, how to manage your social media if you want that kind of package, how to manage your social media, how to have certification of social media, and a lot of things. There's still more to come. On core skills, we are diverting, we are moving, we are doing a lot of things.
Yes.
We have
Ain't no stop.
we have what we are doing, we are still adding more to it, because why not? We are more of the value company. So we give value when we know we have the value. It is also supporting. Now I know social media, I want to teach other female, I want to teach other male social media. So Dr. Toyin, thank you very much for this wonderful explanation on supporting. And I hope somebody learned 1 or 2 things from it. Support comes with communication sometimes. Understand what your friend, what somebody, your sister, whatever needs, so you can offer the support. Don't just say, hey, women supporting women. When they are fighting, that's when you are supporting. When there is gender war, that's when you are saying, hey, women supporting women. What about business? What about who I am? When are you going to support me? Not only when there is fight between male gender and the female gender. You say, hey, women supporting women, don't beat her, don't do this. There are other things you can also support. There are other things, because I feel this women supporting women is always on the wrong path when there is fight, when there is maybe somebody is beating some. I'm not saying you should not support, but even when there is a good thing, support. And when somebody comes and says, support me here, support that person when it's aligned to your value and also is good to the society. Thank you very much, Dr. Toyin. What is also the thing you want to advise other female to do to bring themselves out there for people to support? Because sometimes you don't even have what it takes to support someone. So, for example, there's this thing I used to say: someone that I've not eaten for 3 days, they're asking for support. I'm somebody that is fighting for our own life. Yeah? Because we need to also understand a lot of things. We also need to understand a lot of circumstances. Because sometimes we just plan our mind with, oh, that my friend supports me, and you are not even thinking about, oh, what if the person does not have the capacity to support yet? So, Dr. Toyin, for somebody that is thinking, oh, how can I be of support?
Yeah.
So okay. What so can I also elevate myself to support, because I want to support people, or I want to support my gender.
First off, I would say that today's podcast session, you are just making me to laugh. To laugh. You're just cracking me up. But truly, it's I like the conversation and I like the questions that you're asking. You know, when you're like, where's what you mean? Where there's what?
It's true, because people say, when there is fight, when they say, man can, what a woman can do, a woman can do better. That's what some people think.
I get you. So there's a lot of misplaced priorities. So to wrap up the thoughts and to wrap up the podcast, because I mean our time is fast spent. The first thing I would say is that you cannot pour from an empty cup. Yeah. You have to be somebody that you are consistently enriching your life. It's intentional. And it doesn't have to be very expensive. In fact, this generation, you guys are so blessed. You have access to a lot of information, but the ability to diversify and to streamline to the right information, because you are also suffering from information overload. So, and that's where, I mean, I think the younger generation needs a lot of mentoring, a lot of mentorship. And I identified that so early, such that my children that are teenagers right now are under structured paid mentoring programs. So if you are listening to this, we also offer that at Core Skills. Please get a mentor, and not just anyhow mentor. You may want to also go back to check our first mentoring program. That was the one we did at the very beginning of the podcast. I think that was the January episode or February episode thereabouts. Just check through this playlist. Yeah, just check through this playlist, you get to see it. But in all, just be a lifelong learner. Be someone that keeps adding value to yourself. Join the right communities. Very, very powerful. Seek for mentorship. Yeah? Don't keep quiet. When I say don't keep quiet, be very, very strategic in the kind of people you have around you. Seek knowledge. Above all, seek wisdom. But most importantly, seek God, because he's the one that we can't remove God out of this equation. And just be that person that understands the fact that life is ephemeral. We are here today and we are nowhere tomorrow. I think that's one of the philosophy that has helped me to live my life very simple. Bukola knows I don't hold things too tightly. I may shout at anybody, but I've moved on, because the truth is that we are here to make the world a better place and leave it a better place than we met it. So those are my final thoughts.
Thank you, Dr. Toyin. And also, let us try to support each other. Let us try to support each other, because we can't do it alone. We all need support. One way or the other, you need your fellow woman support. And when the time comes and they need your help, try to show up. Let's endeavor to always show up. As I said before, and I'm going to say again, women supporting women is not when there is problem. Most times, it is also when everything is good. You have to show support. Let's show support to our fellow women.
Yes. In fact, sometimes you just celebrate another woman's win.
Yes.
Just celebrate another
Celebrate.
woman's
Even
win,
celebration
because
is also supporting, which is because we can't be fighting
you're
for
still
gender
supporting.
equality, gender this, gender that, and even the gender themselves, they are not together. They are not uniform to solve problems. They are scattered. It's only when there is the fight of the gender that you are there, less support. But when there is celebration, when there is good news about the other woman, how are you supporting? How are you preaching the gospel of other women and all? So I love this conversation so much, because it is one of it's one of something that is really disrupting the society, because there is a lot of, even you listen to some men, they'll be like, even you women, do you love each other that you're fighting for? We can't be fighting for equality and we are also fighting ourselves. So this is International Women's Day. Happy International Women's Day to all the women out there, and we are also here to support you, because skills we are here to support you, and I hope learn one or two things from this conversation. Yeah, so Dr. Toyin, thank you very much. Thank you. It's always a pleasure having you on board, and always a pleasure you dishing out your wisdom, your knowledge, and also giving us insight on industry conversation and just all around that conversation. Thank you so much, Dr. Toyin. I'm still going to be your host next week. My name is Bukola Lunge. Bye for now.
Thank you so much, Bukola,
Thank
for all you
you.
do. You are